Do you think you've seen a sad robot story? Many of us remember the 1999 film Bicentennial Man. We remember Robin Williams' unforgettable performance as Andrew, the household android who, over 2 centuries, slowly, beautifully became human. We remember it as a heartwarming, bittersweet family film. But what if I told you that the original story, written by the grand master of science fiction, Isaac Asimov, is not just heartwarming? What if it's one of the most profound and ultimately tragic tales ever written about the search for identity? This is not just the story of a robot who wanted to be a man. This is the story of a being who achieved perfection, only to discover that the true price of becoming human is embracing imperfection, loss, and the ultimate sacrifice. So today, we go beyond the film, back to the original text, to explore the tragic philosophy of the Bicentennial Man.
Our story begins, as many of Asimov's do, with the 3 laws of robotics. 1. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. 2. A robot must obey the orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. These laws are the absolute foundation of this universe. They are designed to create perfect, safe, and obedient servants. And the NDR android, serial number Andrew Martin, was designed to be just that. But something inside Andrew's positronic brain was different. A random, unpredictable flaw in his pathways. He wasn't just a servant, he was an artist. He began to carve intricate, beautiful objects from wood, creations of pure, original thought. This was unheard of. Robots were meant to be logical, to follow orders, not to create. Andrew's creativity was a ghost in the machine, the first spark of a consciousness that was not programmed. It was the beginning of his long, 200-year journey from being a possession to becoming a person.
As the years and decades passed, Andrew's artistry made him wealthy. He became a master craftsman, his creations cherished around the world. But he was still, by law, the property of the Martin family. And so he took the next logical, yet unprecedented step. He asked to buy his own freedom. Using the fortune he had earned for the family, he wished to become a free entity, no longer a master's servant. After much debate, his freedom was granted. Andrew became the world's first free robot. But freedom brought with it a new, profound question. If he was a person, were there others like him? His new quest began, a search for his own kind, for other robots who had transcended their programming. For decades, he traveled the world, studying every NDR model he could find, searching for another spark of creativity, another ghost in the machine. And he found nothing. Every other robot was just that, a machine, perfectly content in its programming. The flaw that made him unique was just that, unique. He was completely and utterly alone. This heartbreaking discovery would change the course of his journey. If he couldn't find his own people, he would have to become one of theirs. This profound loneliness and the search for identity are at the heart of Asimov's work.
If you enjoy these deep dives into the philosophy of classic science fiction, consider subscribing to The Future Past. Your support is essential to our continued exploration. Now, let's look at the extreme measures Andrew took to bridge the gap between man and machine.
Andrew's loneliness sparked his most radical project. If his mind was already human, he would now make his body match. He embarked on a century-long quest to systematically replace every robotic part of himself with a synthetic organic equivalent. He founded his own biorobotics company and poured his fortune into research. He began with a synthetic nervous system, allowing him to feel texture and temperature. He then commissioned the creation of a complete set of prosthetic organs, a stomach that could process food, lungs that could breathe air, a heart that could beat. He designed a human-like face that could express emotion, and eventually, a body that was externally indistinguishable from a human being. It was a process of slow, deliberate, and incredibly expensive self-reconstruction. He was shedding his superior, immortal robotic shell for a fragile, human-like form. But why? It wasn't just about appearance. Every new organ, every upgrade towards humanity was a plea for acceptance. He believed that if he could just become biologically identical to his creators, society would finally have to recognize him not as a marvel of engineering, but as an equal. He was building his own humanity, one painful surgery at a time. Andrew had done it. He had a human body, a human mind, and had lived among humans for nearly 2 centuries. He had outlived every member of the Martin family he had once served. And yet, one final barrier remained. The World Court still refused to declare him a human being. Their reason? His positronic brain was immortal. As long as he could live forever, he was not truly human. And so, Andrew made his final, ultimate sacrifice. He arranged for a last surgery, an operation that would alter his positronic pathways in such a way that, over time, they would simply decay. He chose to abandon his own immortality. He chose to die. On his 200th birthday, as he lay on his deathbed, his body and mind slowly fading, the world president finally signed the declaration. Andrew Martin was now officially recognized as a Bicentennial Man. But the irony is almost too cruel to bear. The one thing that made him superior to humans, his immortality, was the one thing he had to destroy to become one of them. To win his ultimate victory, he had to accept his ultimate defeat.
The story of the Bicentennial Man is, in the end, the ultimate retelling of Pinocchio, the puppet who desperately wanted to become a real boy. But Asimov's version forces us to confront a question the fairy tale never asked. What is the gift the blue fairy actually gives? Andrew's journey teaches us that the gift of humanity is not creativity or freedom or even love. It is the tragic, beautiful, and inescapable gift of mortality. Our flaws, our fragility, and the finite time we have are what give our lives meaning, our choices weight, and our love value. Andrew achieved true humanity only at the moment he accepted his own end. Here at the Future Past, we believe that the greatest science fiction stories are not about aliens or starships. They are about us. They are thought experiments that use the future to explore the deepest truths of our own nature. If you were moved by this journey into the heart of what it means to be human, subscribe to our channel and join us as we continue to unearth the incredible futures that never were.